Hi, it's Sue with Saving Words. This is part 12. Thanks for being here. Monday, May 2nd, 2011, 11:30 a.m. Lunes Azul. I slipped a pillow between Pop's knees shortly after I said, "Good morning, Poppy." And he weakly responded, "Good morning." About a half hour later, he wanted to be repositioned. I removed a pillow from behind his back, and that was better. When the nursing staff came in to reposition, he said, "No, don't touch me." And then something else unusual also happened. Dad was unable to suck through the straw. I switched straws, but that didn't work either. I texted Kath to ask if this had also happened yesterday. Dad's eyes are sunken. My eyes landed on Dad's forearm and his ID bracelet. Fox, Thomas, Manor Care, 7850 West College Drive, Palos Heights, Illinois. That's Pop's current address. And it's chained to his wrist. Just noticing Pop's nice hands, his long fingers, his softness. 12:50 p.m. Pop just uttered something like, "Will there be 5 swimming suits?" I couldn't understand what he was saying. I asked him 2 times to repeat it. I didn't know what he was saying. Then I gently told him we were in the rehab center. 1:15 p.m. Nurse Mary Ellen tried suctioning Pop, but she couldn't get through either nostril. And Pop didn't like them doing it through the back of his throat. Nurse practitioner Phil approved a medicated patch to help dry up phlegm in Dad's upper bronchial tubes. The patch is round and was placed on his throat. Pop is just too weak to cough up the phlegm. Thursday, May 5th, 2011, 11:30 a.m. Pop is declining. I haven't heard him speak yet today. Kath slept on the floor beside Pop last night. Yesterday, his eyes were pale blue and open a lot, gazing upward. Today, mostly closed. I'm reading The Year of Magical Thinking. It's Joan Didion's memoir about her husband suddenly dying of cardiac arrest at home one night at their dining room table. He died in an instant. She felt like she did too. This is hard. Yesterday I found some comfort upon seeing Pop in this state of calmness, this different place of the process, this place of peace. I didn't see him Tuesday, but Kath said Pop was unable to drink liquids. She brought some juice boxes that you can squeeze and the liquid goes up the straw, but Pop didn't respond to that. He was hallucinating, and Kath said he called out to Jerry, his deceased younger brother. I just hope Pop is higher than a kite, as the nurse practitioner said yesterday, and that he's unaware of his pain and helplessness. Time goes by so quickly in here. 1 hour feels like 1 minute. I just don't want to write about this right now. I need some help. Maybe it'll come from Joan Didion. Uncle Dick mentioned that he loves her book's title. Yeah, The Year of Magical Thinking, right? I pray reading this helps. Here goes. I'll try a few more pages while Pop is quiet. Here, from page 32. The fell of dark, not day. Nah. 1:30 p.m. Joyce, the CNA, came in to take Dad's vitals. 96.9 temperature. Blood pressure 112/72. She said it was lower yesterday, but good. When I got here this morning at 11:30, I wiped off a crusty spot on Dad's lip with a dry paper towel, and he shook his head and grimaced. Sorry, Pop, I said, just wiping something off of you. And at 2 p.m., I put some apple juice on a sponge. Pop accepted it. And then he said no. He had labored breathing at around 1:20 p.m. Quick, shallow breaths, eyes wide open, left kneecap bruised more than the right kneecap. Friday, May 6th, 2011. 12:40 p.m. Mom just left Dad to go to the bank. Steve is at the airport ready to fly to Colorado for his oldest daughter's graduation. Uncle Dick and I are in Dad's room. Dad's breathing is labored. Friday, May 13th, 2011. 2:25 p.m. I'm so sorry to say that Pop passed away 1 week ago today. Say hi to God for me, I quietly said as I knelt at his bedside last Friday. So last Friday, which was May 6th, at about 2:40 p.m., I was so hungry that I left my very ill and weak dad after kissing him on the forehead, and I looked for a Jimmy John's that I knew was somewhere nearby. I couldn't find it, so I pulled into a strip mall restaurant. As I ate and fumbled with my reading glasses and cell and texted my brother and sister to say that I had left the rehab center and was getting something to eat, I was so hungry I needed to eat. But I was less than a mile away. And my mom and uncle were watching over Dad. Then I hurried to the car and I buckled up. I don't remember if I had the radio on as I drove a few blocks west to the rehab center. I don't remember checking the digital readout on the dashboard. I don't remember feeling late. I pulled into the familiar parking lot, dashed across the asphalt, through the double doors and into the elevator, and rode up to the 3rd floor where Dad had been living for the last 3 weeks. I entered Dad's room, and the first thing I saw were 2 or 3 of his white t-shirts on hangers. Mom was holding them out in front of her and straightening them. She gazed up at me, and then I looked over at Dad. I saw a towel tucked under his chin, and I realized what I was seeing. I whispered, "Oh, it happened, Mom. Pop's gone." I walked my body to his body and leaned over to kiss him on the forehead. I dropped to my knee beside him. "Wow, Mom. When did Pop pass?" Before she answered, I slowly extended my hand to Pop's chest to remove the white towel, but Mom gently asked me to leave it there. She approached and said she placed the towel there to help keep Dad's jaw closed. Then she laid her index finger on Dad's eyelid in an effort to keep it closed, and it obeyed. Mom told me that after I left for lunch, she and my uncle stepped out and had sat in the 2 stuffed chairs by the window at the end of the hallway because the nurse had gone in to give Dad morphine under his tongue. They had been waiting for the nurse to finish her task and depart, but they went back into the room after a couple minutes. They entered and the nurse was already gone. After a few seconds, Mom said she noticed that Dad was not breathing, and she pressed Dad's nurse light. The nurse arrived quickly. She was shocked. She was shocked that Dad had passed away because she had just seen him and administered his pain medication a very short time ago. She recorded Dad's time of passing at 3 p.m. on Friday, May 6th, 2011. "13 years later. January 4th, 2024, 4:10 p.m. Reading my journals from Ash Wednesday, 2011, to Pop's death 8 weeks later wasn't easy, but I've been wanting to do so for a long time. Lots of twists and turns, lots of love and hope involved in his care. While I have been a lifelong journal writer, I had never intentionally set out to solve an issue or a problem through writing for a specific length of time. But this time I did. The whole purpose of the journal was to answer a few existential questions by observing and reflecting on everyday life, on my everyday life. And all this was to be done during one of my favorite times of the year. The arrival of spring offers spiritual preparation for Easter and the physical transformation of the earth from dormancy into leafing trees, fragrant flowers, and blissful birdsong. So what did I learn? What did I learn about the meaning of life? What did I learn about my role in living every day? The easiest thing would be to consult the journal immediately following Pop's passing to see what I wrote about this. However, I am unable to find it. My 2011 journal simply stops after the 4 sentences I wrote the morning of May 6th, less than 4 hours before Pop's passing. The next notebook is dated more than a year later. Its first entry outlines my thoughts about looking for a new job, as well as describing the colors of the fall leaves outside my window. Funny how certain themes and paragraphs repeat themselves year after year. Perhaps this realization points out that our lives are both grounded and expansive, known and unknown, serene and troubled. Where are the pages describing how we all felt after Pop left us? How did we manage? What did it feel like to plan his wake and his funeral? Did I sleep over at Mom's house that night or that week? How did we support Mom? What did Mom say? What did I write about the meaning of life? Did I find an answer? Where are those saving words? Do they exist? Perhaps I didn't write after Pop died. Did I abandon writing during that point? Maybe words fell short. Maybe I didn't need to write anything because I received the answer on Ash Wednesday when Steve called to say Dad's legs weren't working right. My world turned upside down and I had to figure out how to get through the wilderness. Maybe I didn't write because I recognized that my experience was deeply personal and that it was just for me. Perhaps it was then I realized and came to the belief that there is no one answer to the question about what is the meaning of life. I think I needed to prove to myself that no right or no single answer existed. And that's because each person's experience on this planet is unique. My answer came on the first day, bringing illness, uncertainty, pain, and diminishment, all surrounded by love and care. So simple and so hard. But through this, the hand of God never let go of me. The universe responded. It spoke to me. It said, live in the present moment. Dwell in the present moment. Breathe and love. Sleep and serve. Pay attention and grow. Be there for one another. My experiment, my attempt to write for 40 days of Lent to uncover the meaning of life, revealed the fullness of human life over the course of 2 months. We are born, we will die. And in between, we can decide to find stillness and make friends with our soul. Give thanks for the morning light, pray for everything, say hello to the stranger, touch the tree trunk. Keep learning and developing yourself, find your inner strength, and share it with a friend, share it with everyone. That's when you'll sense your purpose. That's when you'll expand and see how holy the world is and notice how its workings are so much bigger than our minds can grasp. That's when you'll stop hiding and deferring. You'll step up and try new things and be filled with gratitude and well-being. I witness the cycle of new growth from the earth in my backyard every year in April and May, followed by the decay and disintegration of our lovely flowers and our plants each fall. I fully join them in their relentless cycle of life. I hold their hand on the journey of openness and being alive, and then surrender to the living and the dying of what I cannot control, fix, or solve. The cycle of order, disorder, and reorder, like a belief in death and resurrection, sustains me because it never ends. Most everyone alive at this moment will not be here in 100, 115, 130 years from now. But others will be here, breathing and thriving and discovering who they are and what it means to be a human being. I have my answers for now. Thank you so much for staying with me for a while. Lots of love, lots of peace. Thank you.